Miles, a fantastic motocross racer, will take part in a race this morning. But he loses some of the race when his bike's chain snaps. He sees the winner celebrating, and he is enraged and frustrated. Given their financial situation, Sam, the winner, is approached by Miles and his father Chuck to request an additional chain. Sam wants to give them the chain, but Sam's father is so rude that he won't give it to them. When Sarah, a young woman, snatches the part and delivers it to them, Miles and Chuck are dejected. They fix the bike fast and get ready for the next round. Sam is in the lead and Miles is right behind him as everyone races with excellent skill. Though it initially appears to be a draw, Miles is able to gain the lead and win the competition. Sam congratulates Miles and extends an invitation to a party, but Miles turns it down. Chuck tells him to leave, claiming that it will enable him to network in the motocross community. One of the dogs, Axel, has escaped from the research lab in the meantime. As soon as the robot dog starts to wander the city, the scientist, Andric, dispatches a team of searchers to find it and bring it back. Later on that evening, Miles attends Sam's party, but he doesn't seem to be having much fun. He laughs and records the entire incident as he watches Sam and his friends burn a wrecked car with a blowtorch. Sam's collection of bikes catches Miles's attention as he proceeds to look around the house. They speak for a while when he runs into Sarah. Miles complains to his father at home about how unfair it is that he can't compete against the greatest national racers because of a lack of funding. Sam brought Miles to a ranch one morning so they could practice riding. However, Sam's companions inserted something to his gasoline tank while Miles was preoccupied. Miles boldly set out for a ride while being clueless of what had occurred. Unfortunately, he had a horrific accident since his motorcycle abruptly stopped operating. Even worse, Miles was left alone while Sam and his friends recorded the fall on camera. Miles attempted to start his motorcycle after draining the tainted liquid from his tank and applying fresh petrol, but it was unsuccessful. He heard a sound coming from a nearby abandoned container as he struggled to decide what to do. He was shocked to discover Axel, a robotic dog. Axel followed Miles as he initially tried to flee out of fear. Miles was terrified, but kept going till Axel was harmed. When Miles went back to assist the hurt dog out of guilt, he found that it was about to self-destruct. In an instant of understanding, Miles halted the timer and preserved Axel's life. Miles learned how to fix Axel later when Axel linked to his phone. Sam and his friends created a derogatory film against Miles the following day. Sarah, however, intervened and asked where he was. Miles continued to fix Axel in the interim. When he was finally done, he took off the muzzle and saw that the robot dog was armed. Axel didn't hurt Miles, though, and the two of them played for a while on the ranch. Unfortunately, spending too much time outside exposed the scientist's Axel system. But Andric stops him and explains that he wants to observe Axel's interactions with people and believes Miles would make a suitable test subject. Sarah arrives on the scene in search of Miles, but Axel spots her first and nearly stabs her. Axel calms down and his eyes turn blue as Miles stops him and informs the dog that Sarah is a friend. Miles and Sarah talk about what to do with Axel later that night. Sarah believes they ought to give him back. However, Miles points out bullet holes in the fake animal's body, making it clear that he hasn't had decent care. After talking, the pair dances, showing how much they care for one another. This scene is seen in the lab, when Berman recommends that because Miles and Sarah are impoverished, they should be rewarded while taking Axel away. But Andric claims that because of human interaction, the dog is growing increasingly intelligent, so they'll continue to watch them. The following morning, Miles and Sarah take Axel back with them after covering him with a sheet. When they stop for petrol, Axel hacks the pump so they won't have to pay, and the ATM so they won't have to use it. "Where is her daughter?" Joanna queries. Axel observes Sarah's drawings and keeps tabs on all the designs she creates with various hand gestures as she is doing some graffiti in an abandoned house. The dog then proceeds to give them a presentation of Crane Systems' version of himself. They understand that Axel was created as a weapon, intended for used on the battlefield to kill other people. Axel hands Miles a biometric device that permanently connects the two of them. In the meantime, Sam enters the vacant home where the couple is and acts obnoxiously. When Sarah confronts him, Miles lets Axel loose to defend his buddy. Although Miles commands the dog not to attack, the dog is prepared to defend his owners, and Sam departs. Andric is happy that the dog obediently complies with all of Miles's instructions, but Berman points out that Miles might have killed Sam using Axel. Because her mother, Joanna, is a cleaner for Sam's family, and the incident might have an impact on her family, Sarah is upset with Miles. She thinks telling someone older what occurred would be a good idea. They decide to notify Miles's father after leaving Axel there. Sam and his companions come back with the intention of attacking Axel. However, because Miles had already told it not to, the dog doesn't attack Sam when it spots him. Sam tells his pals to live stream what he's going to do as he pours a lot of fuel on the ground and calls the dog over. Sam raises his flamethrower in glee. The lads are telling Chuck the truth while he is at his home. Sarah consents to sending Axel back to the army. Sarah notices what is going on when she watches Sam's live broadcast. While rushing to leave, she and Miles fail to bring the biometric scanner. At the vacant home, Axel is burned by Sam until his systems fail and he collapses. The two scientists can do nothing except scream in horror at the screen as they observe the occurrences. When the couple comes, Axel is completely wounded and burned. They are able to wake him awake and load him into a vehicle, though. A federal official then questions Chuck about Miles after breaking into his home and brandishing a gun. Miles left a biometric scanner on the table, which Chuck sees. Chuck confronts the agent with a bow and commands him to drop his gun as he prowls through the garage. Andric screams in rage as he watches the situation get out of hand. Captain Weber receives a covert email from Berman. Axel is taken to a 3D printing facility by Miles and Sarah, where they design and produce the components needed to restore his injured body and cables. Axel informs the user that the reboot will take less than 3 hours, and that he has been fixed. The children laugh and hug while they wait for the reset. Now that Axel is awake, Andric finds him and dispatches additional operatives to bring him back. When the agents are about to apprehend Axel, Miles and Sarah hide from them, and with the help of the couple he reboots and knocks them out. As Sarah and Miles pursue him to stop him, Axel examines his memories before moving to kill Sam. Sam and his friends are enjoying a party and bonfires at a caravan festival. Arriving and causing chaos, Axel just has Sam in mind. Sam and Axel are fighting when Sarah and Miles arrive. Sam uses a flamethrower to attack Axel, but it runs out of fuel. When Miles intervenes to stop Axel, a drone attack occurs on Miles. Andric watches as the drones stop Axel by shocking him with electricity. Axel is muzzled by government officials when they arrive, and they then transport him and the couple to the Crane Systems laboratory. Miles is being compelled by Andric to hand over the biometric key. However, Miles is attempting to clarify that Axel is a living thing that need attention to survive. Andric, though, is adamant that Axel is really a machine. Miles locks Sarah in a laser cage when he refuses to give Andric the key, believing that Axel will assault her if she tries to go. But Sarah does graffiti art with the laser. It was something she had made in the vacant home. She moves in a way that the robot dog perceives as being friendly. Axel turns on Berman and Andric, resulting in their flight. However, the military quickly captures them. Andric is taken into custody because Berman reportedly told them everything. Sarah decides to depart peacefully in the meanwhile, but Miles and the mechanical dog manage to get away from the agents. Miles and Axel are pursued by the agents as they cross a field. Miles is hurt when they both fall down a cliff. When Miles's body is scanned by the robot dog, it is found that his arm is fractured. The dog offers to assist, but Miles orders him to leave. A group of drones attack Axel as it flees. Axel gives Miles a fond glance of goodbye before self-destructing. Andric is charged with publishing Axel's codes on the dark web by Captain Weber. Sarah and Miles decide to enroll in the same art school in the meantime. Axel will be put back together soon, according to Captain Weber, and they will be in charge of keeping it contained. Miles uses the biometric scanner to start it in the concluding scene. His girlfriend and he are shocked to find notifications from Axel on their phones. They grinned, suggesting that the dog was still there in the software.